I mentioned a little bit earlier the position group that I'm most excited to see.
About the LBs.
I love the LBs.
You're just a linebacker guy.
It's a position that I feel like Arizona State really they just weren't a overall great group last year for a variety of different reasons. You talk about some of the transfers that they tried to bring in. Tate Romney had a successful season. Juju Mitchell, we know about what happened with him in the spring.
Trey Brown was elite.
He was elite, and you lose him now. You lose a guy in Trey Brown. He gone. He was a top 3 tackler for Arizona State last year.
We need another linebacker with a nose piercing now.
Do we?
Yeah.
And a baby?
He had a great nose piercing. I no comment on the baby, but
okay, there you go.
Like, we don't need one with a baby.
You don't need fine. No, we need to head into the portal. We need to get one with a child immediately.
We need a baby in the portal.
No, some of the linebackers that AJ Cooper and
that's how I'm announcing it when I have a kid. I'm gonna announce that like I got it from
you
the portal.
Got it from the portal?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We get a 5-star recruit in the portal.
It's just a baby.
It's gonna be on campus in about 8.5 months.
That's awesome.
8 months.
Oh my god. He's got an official visit.
Yeah.
Do a little graphic. That'd be amazing. Absolutely amazing. But some of the linebackers that Arizona State did get from the transfer portal: Keyshaun Elliott from New Mexico State, Jordan Crook from Arkansas, Zyrus Fiaseu from San Diego State.
Whoa.
Fiaseu and Elliott.
Great pronunciation, my dog.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you. And Keyshaun Elliott, both 100 tackle guys at their respective schools last year. Jordan Crook brings the SEC experience. And these are guys that immediately improve that room on top of returning a guy in Tate Romney that did have a really solid season last year. Talk about a younger guy in Kavion Thunderbird who didn't play a whole lot last year.
Talk about him.
Built like a Will Schaefer replica in my mind. I know
you lost Will Schaefer too.
Yeah, he lost Will Schaefer, but
lost
he didn't
Will
really play last year.
Well, he transferred halfway through the year, right?
Yeah, he entered the portal.
Yeah.
It's just a weird season at that linebacker position. So there was an emphasis to go out there and get some really just talented linebackers in the portal. Thank you, Shane. This is what linebacker coach AJ Cooper had to say about the new additions at that linebacker spot.
They're all very aggressive, which is I think it's going to help us in the run game. You know what I mean? Like they've all, I think number one, credit to those guys. They've all bought in very quickly. Like Coach Joe just ran their numbers as far as like their body weights and their lean muscle mass, and all have had really good off seasons so far. And anytime you're bringing new players in, whether it's a true freshman or transfer, how quickly are they going to adapt? Kind of, I don't want to say wash away what they did in the past, but be willing to buy into a new strength staff, coaching staff, academics. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And they've all done that really well. You know what I mean? And you're seeing, like I said, Keyshaun put on like 10 pounds of muscle and lost 8 pounds of fat. You know what I mean? Like that type of transition towards a guy that's ready to invest and be all in. And you're seeing that when they're watching film, when we're going through these walkthroughs and doing some of the other things, just how much they're willing to learn and ask questions and really get on the field and understand what they're doing.
It's interesting to see some of these position coaches talk about their respective rooms, just because that safety position, we know how deep that is. We know they've got some returners. The same thing kind of at that corner spot, like you bring back Mason Williams, Ed Woods, Keith Abney, some of those younger guys. But that linebacker room really is like a fresh start, it feels like, this season. So I think it is important for a guy like AJ Cooper to go out there and find guys that are willing to almost be molded to what he and Brian Ward want to do in the scheme.
Yeah, you want to have guys that obviously work well in your scheme, and Kenny doesn't recruit guys that won't work well because of a personality fit. Their whole thing. I mean, all the coaches said it. You want to focus on recruiting the person first. You want good people here, and that helps. But a scheme fit also helps. And these guys that, as Cooper alluded to, will fit in the scheme very well. But it's exciting to hear so much. And I know I was joking with you when that clip was playing, like, no coach is going to outright say, like, this guy just fucking, he's a slob. He's not eating right. He looks terrible. Like, no one's going to say that. But it is good to hear them, like, continually praise the strength and conditioning staff and how bought in the players are. And it's like the third time I mentioned it, but it all goes back to the culture. And that's why getting the culture right your first year was so important, because you need to have players that buy in. Kenny was talking about it in his presser that, you know, last year it was like, okay, there are some guys late. Like, that's a big deal. Mm-hmm. You can't be late. And that they had a tracker to keep track of if people were missing, being late to their tutoring sessions or late to a meeting or, God forbid, practice. And it was a huge deal. Now it's like, that better not, that's not happening. It won't happen. It's not even a thing they think about anymore, because they instilled that culture. And And that goes to why all these players are bought in their offseason programs and getting bigger and stronger and dropping fat and gaining muscle, is because they're bought in. They don't just want to become better players. They want to become a better team.
Yeah.
And that is so important when you're a first and second year head coach.
And you're not just getting guys at positions now that you can see after 1 year of Kenny. You're not just getting guys with potential.
Yeah.
You're getting guys that have kind of proved it, right? You talk about Keyshaun, Elliott, over 100 tackles at New Mexico State. Easily their best defensive player, alongside with
mascot.
The Aggies, right? Along with Miles Rouser, who played for New Mexico State. So you're able to get.
Is that the guy they call Ghost?
Yes,
dude,
those are the
is
two guys. He's got a neck
awesome.
tattoo, that goes like all. Is
it a ghost?
It's
No.
crazy. No, I don't think it's a ghost.
Ghost Rouser.
Yeah.
Put a B in front of that.
Yeah, I was about to say
you got a
Bowser.
Mario boss.
Those two of the best players defensively for New Mexico State, and then Fiaseu for San Diego State, a dude that was 2023 All Mountain West honorable mention, 2023 San Diego State's MVP, and the defensive player of the year for San Diego State.
That's pretty good.
For a San Diego State defense that we know, like, regardless of what they do as a program, year in, year out, that defense is known for being a hard-hitting, aggressive, like, just defensive machine. So you're able to go get a guy at a key position that was San Diego State's best player. And that's why I think, again, just talking about Keyshaun and Zyrus, that's without even mentioning a guy in Jordan Crook that has a giant chip on his shoulder, not playing a whole lot at Arkansas, and he's got that SEC level experience at a really, really key position for the Sun Devils. That's why I'm so excited for this linebacker spot.